South Africa, and a very warm welcome to you. This is Afternoon Express, and my name is Balisa Tembe. Happy Human Rights Day, Mzansi, and today in the loft, we have Pat van Heerden, channel head of SABC 3. Now, she'll be chatting to us about the relaunch of SABC 3 and all the new and exciting movies, documentaries, reality shows, and telenovelas to hit our screens come April. But kicking off the show, let's start it off on a fashion-forward note with AFI. It all started when a year-old boy was sketching some designs and his mother would actually have them made. Today, the energetic and colorful fashion from the eponymous fashion label Inga Madyibi mixes culture and creativity to push boundaries. So without further ado, let me introduce to you his latest collection for AFI.
Inspired by Africa's colorful landscape, Inga Madyibi's collection reimagines for the future.
My name is Inga Madyibi. From the Eastern Cape, Mthatha. My love for fashion began when I was probably around 10 years old, when I would sketch dresses for my mother, and she would actually have those made. I would describe my style as colorful, energetic, with a fusion of different elements, mainly Nguni, but I do take from other philosophies and cultures too. My athleisure collection taps into that hybrid lifestyle by incorporating active wear and more casual wear that you can wear both to the gym and to other functions. COVID has impacted me negatively in the sense that I really had to sit down and re-strategize and think of how I would like to position my brand going forward, simply because when it hit, everything came to a standstill. It impacted me in a positive way though, in the sense that it really gave me time to think about my future and what I want to do, which is why I guess this collection exists. I think athleisure has a place in the future of fashion because, I mean, look at what COVID has shown us with having to keep healthy and fit, and the need to have clothing that suit a lifestyle of having to go to the office and still be ready for the gym and so forth. I think it's important to support local designers because the fashion industry is one of the biggest industries in the world.
Inga, you have done it again. The vibrant colors and outfits from Inga Madyibi's fashion collection really does push the boundaries of African fashion world. And if you'd like to take a more close-up and personal look at his incredible collection, then visit AFI Boutique on www.afiboutique.com. Now on social media, Mzansi, we're asking you to please fill in the blanks. To be human is to be blank, and that is still celebrating all things Human Rights Day. Use that hashtag Afternoon Express in all of your comments. But coming up, we touch base with the channel head of SABC3, Pat van Heerden. Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now today we meet Pat van Heerden, channel head of SABC3. She'll be chatting to us about the relaunch of SABC3 and all the new exciting and thought-provoking and solution-driven content that can inspire change with a smile. That's what I'm all about, Pat. Welcome to the loft.
Thank you very much.
Now,
it's very exciting to be here, actually, to not see it from TV, but to be in it.
It almost feels like you're back home to me because, you know, essentially the relationship that we've fostered with the channel has been so exemplary for years on end. But now we're ushering in a new age, which I'm personally so excited about. Tell me all about it. But first of all, the eco-conscious direction that we see the channel taking and something you're personally passionate about. Can you tell us more about that?
Well, it's not a natural history channel, but it is an environmentally conscious channel. So how do we do shows that talk about the environment, but that are at the same time entertaining? So we might do eco-thrillers, we might do dramas that are set in sort of with eco-warriors. I mean, if we think about the fact that climate change is the #1 issue facing the planet, I mean, it could be the demise of us all. We should be dealing with it, and we should be dealing with it in the most, a way that really would skew popular. In other words, we don't want to speak to a minority of people who are all doing the right things, but we want to speak to a mass of people to make that change. And we have to use multiple genres for it. So yes, I'm very eco-conscious. I love bees. They're like bees on my ears. I just got my own beehive.
Wow.
Yes, and I mean, I also think that we're on the cusp of a turning point in which more and more people are becoming conscious of how good they feel in the environment. People are walking, people are climbing mountains, people are having relationships with animals. I think all of those things it's a turning point.
And I think that this is something that we have to celebrate, but not only celebrate, but educate each other around. And that is essentially what television does. And we see SABC3 doing that, not only educating, entertaining, spreading a message by communication. So is that where we find TV right now within 2021?
You know, Palisa, that's probably the most difficult question, and one that I am frequently tortured by. Because you know, what I think we should be doing is not necessarily what people want to watch. And we are a commercial platform. So how do we as SABC say we want to be a future-fit channel, and we want to be future-fit for a planet, for humanity? So what kind of programming is that? We don't want to do stuff that is all serious and, you know, condemning of everyone about the way they live and the choice they make. We want to inspire people to love each other, to live in a world with each other, and to save a planet. That's really hard.
Yeah, and I'm just watching you speak, Pat, and I'm getting goosebumps. It just seems as if where we find television right now, it's the time for us to be the change that we want to see and enjoy on our television screen.
And that's the point. It's about how is SABC3 a character in this journey to create a better world. And it's not all doom. It's about how we learn to love better, how we learn to be happier, how we have experiences that make us better human beings. It's not all serious.
I love that.
It's like really literally living better for everyone.
Now, Pat, let's delve straight into it. You know I'm excited about it because this is my favorite part, essentially. This is an opportunity that I want you just to give us a little bit of a sneak peek as to what our South African viewers can expect from the channel, the actual shows, because, girl, definitely, you have quite the task that you're about to start in April.
Well, there are a lot of new shows, and some of them we'll make mistakes with, and some we'll get it right, and we'll learn along the way, and we'll learn with our audiences, and hopefully they'll give us feedback, and they'll say, listen, we really hate that show, and we'll pivot, and we'll make, you know, I want to be in communication with audiences. So one of the first things we had to fix was prime time. And prime time, as you know, we had a great show called Isidingo, which was taken off the channel in May, and it really depleted the channel. And so we have to start building prime. And so we have now created a new telenovela. It's made by Clive Morris Productions, and the content group at SABC has been working very hard. We have a great commissioning editor on it, and it's called The Estate. And it's literally set on a piece of land and raises the whole question of whose land is it and what secrets are buried under the estate. But not only is it about the land issue, it's also about these great loves and great relationships and dirty secrets that emerge in this supremely beautiful estate.
I mean,
so that's it. That's our replacement for Isidingo. And that'll be at 1900. At 1830, should we go into this? Should I go into the next show, or should we have a look at the estate?
I would love to have a look at the estate, because the drama and the intrigue of it all has goosebumps right now. So South Africa, the estate has a stellar performance by some of South Africa's great talents. So let's take a look at it.
To those that know me, know that family is everything to me. My father said a man's land is his kingdom.
You are not going to buy our souls with your jobs and your money. But if it wasn't for my taxi money, you wouldn't have had that estate.
Well, at least we know that our ancestors both loved money.
You have a good marriage.
Don't mess it up, brother.
Hey, chocolate. Well, I mean, who doesn't want to live at Echelon Estate?
Introducing a new daily drama with an award-winning cast.
To the dream.
To the dream.
The Estate starts Monday the 5th of April at 7 on 3.
Whoa, I mean, I feel like I'm on the estate as we speak. I just was pivoted so much into that storyline, and essentially that drama series has quite a legacy to uphold and big shoes to fill. A show that was on for 20 years, going strong, definitely loved within South Africa. So do you think that the estate has what it takes to have South Africans coming back for more?
Look, I definitely hope so. We've done a few things differently. For example, we have thought about it as a daily drama rather than as a soap or a telenovela. So that's a slight pivot towards a more millennial group who like series, who are not necessarily in the long haul of watching a soap. So it's different. It feels like a daily drama, and I think we'll see the quality of that immediately. I think also the estate, you know, being at 1900, it has big shoes to fill, but it is very contemporary. It's set in contemporary issues. And in terms of South African zeitgeist right now, the argument is about land. What, you know, is land the issue? Is redistribution the issue? What happened to the land and what's happening in contemporary society? I mean, this is a pivotal issue, but it's all, you know, all the usual parts of melodrama are also there, like love stories and betrayal and lust and things like that.
Oh, well, I can't wait. I'm very excited for it, Pat. Thank you so much for helping us understand how you started to rebuild the foundation that is primetime television. So, Mzansi, please do not move a muscle, because when we come back from the break, we're going to be finding out from Pat van Heerden, who is the channel head of SABC3, how they're going to continue to reintroduce new shows, essentially completely changing how primetime slot looks right now. Welcome back to Afternoon Express, where it is a brand new day on SABC3 as we are discussing the relaunch of the channel, the brand new look, feel, and of course, what I'm excited about, the brand new content. Joining us is head of the channel, Pat van Heerden. Now, chatting to you about building the domestic, local, lekker Mzansi content is there. The estate is definitely doing its job there. But if we were to look abroad, overseas, and the international content that we can see trickling into our shores, what can we expect on the channel?
I suppose what we have to say is that SABC3 is not going totally away from what it has been in the past, which is that it did provide good international shows. Are those shows the right shows for now? Not necessarily. So if you think about The Bold and the Beautiful, Days of Our Lives, it's not necessarily millennial market. And if our target is the millennial progressive market, what kinds of international content do we do? So what I did was look at tons and tons of programming all over. And we've chosen an adventure in global drama. So, for example, there's a lot of Brazilian telenovelas that really are fantastic and work well. And obviously, for us to acquire a Brazilian telenovela is a lot cheaper than making one. And we don't necessarily have enough money to be doing 1830, all local programming, and then 1900 with the state, and then straight after that to do another telenovela. So then we looked at Brazil, and we looked at all their telenovelas, and then we looked at Turkey, because Turkey's making some really interesting programs. So, and when we look at the millennials, they're much more thinking as global citizens than they are as purely local or completely bound by a national identity. So they are going out on the internet, they are watching international shows. If you're going to do long-form stripped content, what are you doing? So we have chosen two. And I don't know if you want me to speak to them now.
Absolutely, because essentially what we are finding within these two very, very important telenovelas and the international content that we're speaking about is that the subject matter is quite risque, and a lot of people who are traditionally more conservative like Mzansi, they might, you know, as much as we are trying to accommodate the millennials, but still keeping it local and lekker. So how then do you think our audiences who are already tuning in every day are going to take in this brand new risky content?
So a lot of the risky content is going to be after the estate. Some of the 1830s, not that risque, but it is out of our comfort zone. So for example, we have something called Orphans of a Nation. This is an ordinary telenovela in terms of it's a giant big love story between two people that meet each other and fall in love, and then the love leaves and they have to find each other again, and there's a long journey to really have their love come back together. So it really is, that's there. However, it's situated in Syria. And Syria, as we know, has been at war for the last 10 years, and there have been refugees fleeing out of Syria to all parts of the world. It's something that we understand in South Africa, right? Because there's so much xenophobia and so many people coming in from Zimbabwe and various places because they need to escape what's happening in their land. So we've chosen a telenovela that has some of the same social and political issues that we have in South Africa. So mainly they're refugees fleeing, and they go to Brazil, and they have to find themselves and find their love and live again in a new world. So that's where the love story begins, in war-torn Syria.
Wow. Do you think that it's this universal themes and content that also just resonates with people so true, so deeply, even if the conversation is a little uncomfortable to have sometimes?
I think that that's what we're trying to do, is saying, you know, as a result of COVID, as a result of the economy, the global economy, as a result of climate change, we have this idea that we're now global citizens. The fact that this war in Syria and all these refugees have had to flee across Europe and to different parts of the world should be an issue that we become familiar with. It's an issue across Africa. It's something that we as humanity, as global citizens can see, and the more we see other people going through this, the more I think we expand.
Absolutely.
We expand our identities into global citizens rather than our small identity as a nation state.
Absolutely. And something else that also continues to help our mind be that explorative nature that you speak about is the Red Room. Now, the story behind the Red Room, this story for me...
The relationships between the therapists, and if you have friends who are clinical psychologists, you'll know that there are issues and they fall in love with each other. So there's some sort of, drama around the therapist's office.
Yeah.
Think about the scourge of domestic violence in our country and what, if you can do it in the form of a drama that more people watch than a documentary, I think that's important. So I think and the Red Room has won awards. It's a really good show. And why I think we're right is because other public broadcasters have picked it up in Europe as a show that they're putting on television.
Wow, well, South Africa, an award-winning show, The Red Room. Let's look at it together, what we can expect coming into SABC 3 in April.
Hepimizin hayatında kimselere anlatamadığımız şeyler vardır. Onları öyle gerilere kaldırıp saklarız ki kendimiz bile unuturuz. Ama bazen o unuttuk sandıklarımız bir anda hatırlatır kendini bize. Burada kimse sizi ayıplamaz, yargılamaz, aşağılamaz, kınamaz. Sizi anlamaya çalışırız biz, yargılamaya değil. Ölmek istemişsiniz. Mehmet Bey, siz eşinizin sizi aldattığından mı şüpheleniyorsunuz? Bir çocuk dünyaya geliyor ama kaderi daha o gelmeden yazılmaya başlıyor. Yediği dayakları senelerdir sineye çekiyor. İnanılmaz ama gerçek. Keşke benim gördüğümü siz de görebilseniz. Keşke siz de affedebilseniz kendinizi. En zoru insanın kendini anlamasıdır. Hepimiz isteriz ki biz değil o değişsin. Oysa hayatımız sadece biz değişirsek değişir.
Definitely content that we need to be seeing more of here on SABC 3. But now the question that I'm sure so many of our viewers are asking right now, will this show be dubbed? Right now it's got subtitles.
So that's an interesting question. I mean, we wanted to not do that, but I think to skew more wide and to invite more audiences in, we are going to dub it. We are going to later trying to make this available not dubbed so that you can actually hear the stories in the language. And I think as we grow, we might do less dubbing, but it will be dubbed and accessible. I also, it's also a story about how if you don't deal with things that have happened in your past, you remain stuck somewhere, and that's the lessons of hope that come out at the end. It's like, deal with that and get through it, and there might be something on the other side for you.
Absolutely. Global universal themes that I think every single South African can identify with, especially in the time and the circumstances we find ourselves in now. Not quite the easiest, but definitely showing that we are a resilient nation. So let us touch base with other cultures, other heritages, and see how they do it over on their shores. And who knows, maybe you might pick up a new language, Mzansi. Thank you so much, Pat, for coming through to Afternoon Express. But we will be touching base with you again at the end of the show, just to find out what changes we can expect here on Afternoon Express.
Okay.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Now, Mzansi, coming up, we're going to be going back into our kitchen as we find out how we're going to be having a meat-free Monday with fried seafood, octopus pasta, and funky seaweed. Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Ensuring our kids grow up being mindful and eating consciously is not only great for bodies, but the planet too, and is far easier to achieve than you think. Our fried seafood pasta, octopus pasta, with funky seaweed is the perfect way to fill our tummies and keep the ocean full of life too. Kids will love the bright colors and playful elements of this dish and devour every last bite too. Now Mo is here to help us make this mindful meal choice this meat-free Monday and discover the pleasure of plant-based food for your family. Mo, welcome back to the show, girl.
Thank you so much for having me.
Girl, this is looking a little crazy, but the kind of craziness that I like. I mean, it's all about the colors and keeping it meat-free.
And also to entertain the kids, because it's a public holiday. They're probably driving everyone crazy at home. So this is a great way to entertain them, keep them busy in the kitchen. And just because it's a public holiday doesn't mean it's not meat-free.
I hear you, girl.
Yeah.
Let's get to work.
So let's get to work. So you're going to make our funky seaweed. It's like a coleslaw. We've got some red cabbage, some carrots, and a little bit of zing with the pineapple. So you toss all of that in, get some vegan mayo in there, a bit of parsley, and also some mixed seeds.
Some mixed seeds, yeah. And the seeds are just for the crunch?
Just for the crunch and also to add more texture. I'm frying up our lovely fries hot dogs. Not only just do hot dogs go onto rolls, you can also just create lovely pasta dishes with them, like we're doing today. So how we got to boiling our slaw over there, our red cabbage, we used that water to cook our pasta, and we turned it into, well, it's a debate, is it blue or green pasta?
I see it's green, girl, it's green.
I mean, some people say it's blue, some people say it's green. So all you do is use that water that you boiled your red cabbage in, add some bicarb, and boom.
I love this. And essentially, the benefit of being able to do it is that you do not lose all of the nutrients that's in that water, locked into that water when you were boiling throughout your cabbage. So that, that nourishment is all locked in there within the pasta. And, you know, it does change the color, but we're here for it. The kids are going to love it.
And, but you can also use natural food dyes if this experiment doesn't work out too well. But I'm sure the kids will love it. You know, they get to play and you get to bond in the kitchen with your children. So it's an octopus sort of hot dog that we're making. Once you followed the pack instructions, you can either fry it a little bit in the pan or you can boil it in some hot water. I've just fried it a bit because I like that little crunchy texture on it. So you cut it in half, and then to make your tentacles, you got to just cut through it, not all the way, and then just cut it in half like that. And that's how you get your little octopus tentacles.
I mean, Mo, the genius behind this, the creativity queen. I mean, you truly did pull all the stops out here in the kitchen today. But now I can also just imagine taking it a step further to create the little eyes of the little octopus as well.
I mean, you can use sort of like maybe black onion seeds to do that, to make the little eyes. You know, you can go absolutely crazy. What I love about fries is that it's GMO-free, artificial flavorings-free. It's cholesterol-free, and also there's lots of fiber. It's all completely plant-based, 100%. Okay, so I think it's time to plate up and to get all the fun going. So the slaw is just going to be on the side, and you simply just dish it up, your lovely blue or green pasta, whichever product you end up with.
Debatable.
Debatable. So we put it out to South Africa to tell us what they think the colour is.
I love that. And the slaw, I mean, was so simple, Mo. You essentially took virtually no effort from me whipping this together. You already had pre-cut and pre-packed everything for me, which I appreciate. But even if I had done it from scratch, it actually is so simple and definitely should deliver on that flavor.
I think so too. And also if you do like pre-chop it for the kids, they can just throw this meal together themselves. Why not? And this is how perfectly they match.
You've got a delivery.
Love it.
Ta-da.
Perfect. And I mean, we're just plant-based today. This is the perfect balanced meal. The kids are going to love it. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mo. A round of applause from me here in the loft. Now, whether you are packing lunchboxes or feeding kids at home, Fry's makes it easy to feed your kids healthier options because they're 100% plant-based and yummy. Better for your health and the health of our planet and the animals. Head over to fryfamilyfood.com for loads of fun, family-friendly recipe ideas. Stand a chance to win moolah, mobile phones, and many more M prizes with Super M. Pick your M prize on your favorite Super M pack. Dial *120*7837# and follow the prompts. The M you pick is the M you could win. All you need is M. Super M Gap Filler. It's a hashtag all you need is M kind of Monday, where we make winners out of our viewers in our Mystery M Conundrum game. Today's theme is all about that cha-ching ching, and yep, you guessed it. We're talking moolah, baby. And today's prize up for grabs is a 1,000 Rand loot voucher for the winning contestant who gets the most points in our Mystery M Conundrum game. Now, the list of things to buy with a moolah voucher is essentially endless. So let's meet our contestants. Joining us via video chat is contestant number 1, Lavi Govender. Welcome to the show, Lavi, and are you feeling like a winner today?
Yes, thank you.
Beautiful. Now, contestant number 2 stepping into the ring is Jenna Nicholson. Are you excited to be taking part of the game?
Yes, I already am. I'm excited.
Now,
I'm a bit nervous.
I know, it's okay though, because the rules are super simple, ladies. Mzansi, we've got our contestants locked and loaded with an eye on that moolah prize. Now, contestants, here's how the game works. A Mystery M Conundrum will come up on your screen in which you'll have 30 seconds to guess the word. Now, if you think you know the answer, just shout out your name. If the contestant who said their name first guesses wrong, then the other contestants will have a chance to answer. The contestant with the most correct guesses wins. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes. Leka, leka. Now, ladies, I want to find out from you with 30 seconds on the clock, what is the correct word? Your clue? Women love to spend lots of moolah on cosmetics.
Makeup. Oh, sorry, Lavi.
Yes, Lavi. Absolutely, the correct answer is makeup. Round number 1 goes to Lavi, but round number 2 goes like this. What is the correct word for this jumbled word? The clue? We often spend moolah to page through them for inspiration, whether it's fashion, beauty, etc. Yes, Jenna.
Magazine.
Yes! So the scores are squared 1-1 to each lady. Now let's see who's going to take the lead in round number 3. What's the correct word for this beverage? We buy them with our burgers at restaurants.
Jenna.
Yes.
Lavi.
Yes, Jenna. Jenna was first.
Yeah. Milkshake.
Yeah, because my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. Well, hopefully, it's better than yours. Well, hopefully, girlfriend, your milkshake will have you walking away with the win. Now, what is the next correct word? The clue. We spend lots of moolah on this activity at various spas to make us feel relaxed.
Lavi. Massage.
Yes, Jenna. Jenna just said her name first. Lavi, you're always just trailing behind with saying your name first. But that is what it's all about. Whoever gets their name out there first. And again, Jenna, you get an opportunity to answer first.
Massage.
Yeah, but girl, absolutely. And I'm feeling like one this Monday. But hopefully you'll be able to spend your money on a massage soon. Now, ladies, I want to find out from you, what is the correct term? We purchased this appliance with moolah to quickly heat up foods and meals.
Lavi.
Yes, Lavi. Absolutely, the last answer is microwave. But unfortunately, Jenna just had to be trailing, I think, with 2 or 1 point ahead of Lavi. Congratulations goes to contestant Jenna for winning that awesome prize. Whoop, whoop. Now, we hope that you'll be spending that moolah with your loot voucher. And unfortunately, Lavi, I mean hard luck, and thanks for participating in our Mystery M game.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, Mzansi, winning is as easy as that with Super M, and we could be calling you to take part in our Super M Mystery M Conundrum game next week. Now, remember, there are many more M prizes to be won, like moolah, mobile phones, movie vouchers, and much more with Super M All You Need Is M competition. Now, there are 7 different M prizes to be won by simply purchasing the Super M promo pack with the M prize you want to win. Enter by dialing *120*7837# and follow the prompts. The M prize you pick is the M prize you could win. And the more you enter, the more chances you have on winning. So go on and find your M with Super M, because #all you need is M. Stand a chance to win moolah, mobile phones, and many more M prizes with Super M. Pick your M prize on your favorite Super M pack. Dial *120 *7837# and follow the prompts. The M you pick is the M you could win. All you need is M. Super M Gap Filler. Clover Authenticos is not only authentic Greek-style yogurt in South Africa, but from an authentic Greek strain. Now available in 2 delicious flavors. Oh, I'm loving this 750-gram flavor. Coconut, apple, and cinnamon. Perfect for breakfast and in between snacking. Delicious. Welcome back to the show, where it's finally that time where we find out who the lucky winner is of the Immuenza competition. Now, each week, Mzansi, Immuenza is giving away 5,000 Rand cash for 5 weeks. And all you have to do is reply to the Immuenza competition post on the Afternoon Express Facebook page or Twitter page and tell us your survival story and what protected you. From a failed parachute to escaping a lion attack, we want to hear your story. Well, let's not waste any other moments. Let's find out who this week's 5th and final lucky winner is. Drum roll, please. And the lucky winner is Anissa Kada. Let's give her a call and share the good news. Hey, Anissa, how are you doing, girl?
Hi, I'm fine, and how are you?
I'm very excited because I'm wishing you a very happy congratulations and well done on being this week's winner of the Immuenza competition. How do you feel?
I feel very, very nervous and excited at the same time. I'm just really happy.
Well, Anissa, I want to find out from you, what was the survival story that you shared with us online to have you win?
So I was 17 years old and I started getting very sick. So I ended up in hospital. And so the doctors ran some tests and then they found out that I was pregnant. But then they ran some more tests and then they saw that I had tuberculosis. So the doctors took very good care of me and my unborn baby. And then for 6 months I was on treatment. I was walking every day to the clinic. And then I finished my treatment. And then about 2 weeks after I gave birth to my baby, he's now 12 years old today. But God protected me and my unborn baby.
Wow, Anissa, I mean, first of all, from us here on Afternoon Express and Immuenza, we want to say thank goodness. Your health and the health of your little one is of the utmost most important to us. And I think that the fact that you were able to be saved by those in the medical profession, essentially those on the front line, is something so incredible that a lot of South Africans can resonate with. So I want to find out from you, Anissa, what are you planning on doing with the money?
So it's almost Ramadan for us, so I will be buying my kids clothing for Eid and I'm just going to spoil them.
Well, you deserve it. And not only that, spoil yourself. Thank you so much, Anissa. I really appreciate speaking to you today. And again, not only thanking you for entering the competition, but a big congratulations to be our final winner of the Immuenza 5,000 Rand cash weekly giveaway. A huge thank you also goes to all of those survivors who entered. Help support your immune system for your next big adventure with Immuenza. South Africa, touching base with Pat van Heerden, who is the channel head at SABC3, as we unpack the relaunch and fresh look that SABC3 is taking on. Now, Pat, finally, we've touched base with the local content. We've seen what the people are bringing in from overseas in terms of international content. So as we wrap up the whole conversation, we were speaking also about the fact that streaming and on-demand content is something that every South African right now, especially those millennials, are plugged into. So what is SABC3 saying in response to this?
Well, in response, we're partly saying that there are things that you're watching on streaming and that you're watching on SVOD that are now going to be on SABC3. So in terms of the millennial market, we're selecting series, we're selecting high-end series that you can now watch for free on SABC3 on your local channel.
That is so amazing to me, because not only is it cutting down on just data costs and data expenses, something that a lot of us can't afford right now, quite practically speaking, you're just bringing our favorites to our favorite television channel.
Exactly. Can I talk about some of them?
Yes, please.
Mrs. America, which is a great, fantastic drama that really looks at the equal rights amendment movement in America, in which someone called Phyllis Schlafly was totally against it, and people like Gloria Steinem were promoting it, and they wanted to change the constitution to enshrine equal rights for women, the same as boys and men for women and girls. And this is a great big drama that is a highly awarded show that will be on SABC3, and it's called Mrs. America. Following on that is a great show called Killing Eve, which I don't know if you've heard about, but it's also a fantastic show. These are what you go to SVODs for, but it's not on SVOD, it's on SABC3.
I love it. It's binge-worthy content.
It really is. And then we've got on Fridays, we've got like a whole lot of riveting, cutting-edge comedy, like Woke, Atlanta. So there's a lot coming.
A lot to look forward to.
Yeah. Contemporary comedy.
And if we were to turn our attention back onto Afternoon Express, what kind of changes can we be expecting on this stage?
I think Afternoon Express is probably going to become much more directed towards that sort of millennial market that want to be conscious and sustainable. They also want to have a lot of fun. So experiences are right up there. Food is right up there. Travel. So I think Afternoon Express, I mean, it's a transition. It's what you have been doing, but it's going to be in that great market for SABC3.
I love the fact that it's also giving us an opportunity to be more focused with our content and truly give the people what they want, because that's what it's all about at the end of the day.
Exactly. Living our lives better.
Yeah, and being able to share our daily experiences. You know, I've always said that it's quite interesting. Being a television presenter, you have the golden opportunity to take everyone back home from Umlazi, Soweto, Ilanga, Khayelitsha, and take them on a journey, truly blowing their minds in terms of your favorite celebrities, those conversations that you want to have, or whether it's debuting their next favorite song. So this is completely giving me a new, fresh vibe, new, fresh, reinvigorated energy.
I hope that it's going to start a conversation in which many people can belong, a diverse group of people that are all going to be speaking the same language, looking at the same content, and although they come from such different backgrounds, finding something that they can talk to people that are totally different to them about. And so, I mean, we're even doing something called Wife Swap. On SABC3, I think we're going to call it Spouse Swap, not Wife Swap.
I kind of like that.
But it's about really what are other people's values and how, when we go into their spaces, can we learn to see them as humans with a difference and really be able to love in spite of difference. But it's a reality show. It's like people love reality shows, and it gives you that. So there's a lot of exciting stuff, I think, coming. And even if we look at our environmental programming, it's not pure natural history, it's our relationship to animals, it's our relationship to the environments. How can we look after it better, but how can we really enjoy ourselves and spend our lives in it in a way that is enriching?
Absolutely. And what's also very exciting for me is also the documentary kind of content that you have. So essentially you're ticking every box. All of these different genres, subgenres, is essentially something for every type of personality in the household.
Documentaries. Okay. We just recently had one called Murder in Paris, the Dulcie September story that's going out in, the second half is going out next week on Sunday, so please watch that. But other than that, we want to do like great heroic figures for women. For example, we're doing a reality show on Serena Williams, basically looking at her tennis career, but also looking at her pregnancy and her postpartum depression and how she sort of came back to center stage again and hit those shots that she does. So Serena Williams, then we've got a series called Enslaved that's led by Samuel Jackson that literally looks at the history of slavery, but with new unfolding evidence. They go deep sea diving, looking at ships. I think it's a really great series. You know, so and the natural history ones, one of them is Leonardo DiCaprio, and he goes on a journey in which he unfolds climate change, because, you know, for many people, climate change is a boring topic, although we have to face it, because it's not a belief, it's a science. but he takes us on the journey, and because it's him, it's so much more accessible.
Wow, very much looking forward to it. But it also seems like there's so many new offerings that you're going to be coming up on our television guide. Very excited.
They really are. I mean, mostly, I think we want to have a conversation with citizens of the country. What is it that we want to watch? What do we want to talk about? And what's good for us? How can we be future fit in South Africa and plan for our future?
And, you know, Pat, for all of us South Africans now who have got their pen and paper, their diaries ready, and they want to jot down when these changes are going to start coming into place, so they can be sitting there front and center enjoying it. When can they start expecting to see all this happen?
5th of April, They State, 1900. Orphans of a Nation, 1830. On the 5th of April. The Red Room, 6th of April at 1830. And then we haven't spoken about the Bay, which is like...
Let's get into it.
And the Bay is about this posh community. It's shot in LA, and it really is your Bold and Beautiful. It's that kind of show.
Yeah.
It's not it's not a serious landscape like Syria or Istanbul Therapist Office. It's much more posh community. There's sort of sexual exploits, their affairs, their wishes to have great wealth. So it's your ordinary telenovela, but we'll be watching it. All
Very
of us.
much. Oh, I'm going to be there with my popcorn, all my snacks and all my treats snuggled up, and I'm so grateful that we are changing seasons so I can do exactly that from the comfort of my own home. Thank you so much, Pat, for joining us here on Afternoon Express, truly debunking what's happening at the station right now, because I believe the time now is to be able to implement those slow changes to our programming, not only so we can see the changes happening every day, so we can also experience it within the communities. Again, thank you so much.
Palisa, can I say one thing?
Yes.
One thing is, please look at the schedule, because I might have got some dates wrong.
Okay.
Like the Bay starts on the 6th,
I
and the
love
Red
that.
Room starts on the 9th.
Hi, Game Zanzi. You heard it.
But it's that week of April.
Go onto your phones and make sure you are clued up. Thank you so much for tuning into Afternoon Express, every day making my day. But from us here in the loft, we say good night, stay safe, and happy eating. Goodbye. Make the most of glorious summer with your picnic favorites. Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.